ESPN welcomes you to the following presentation of the XFL.
The final Sunday of the XFL's regular season brings us to the great state of Texas for an all-Texas matchup between Houston and Arlington in not normal spring weather here in the DFW Metroplex. It's cold, it's wet, it's rainy. Brandon Silvers has Houston in the playoffs already. What a difference Luis Perez has made for the Arlington Renegades since coming over in a trade in March 28th. Both of these teams feeling good about themselves coming in because of a busy Saturday we had yesterday in the XFL. Let's start with St. Louis. They needed a win to keep their playoff hopes alive. A.J. McCarron and the Battlehawks hung a number, 53-28. They will be watching today. And in the later game, San Antonio, because of this missed field goal by John Parker Romo, Arlington makes it to the postseason. Pre-game, here is Bob Stoops with Wade Phillips.
Hey, congratulations. Yeah.
We lucked out and got in, geez.
There you are. I mean, that's the way the league is.
By that much. That kid had so much leg.
I thought he was going to make it.
Me too. Yeah. I really did.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Good luck.
You too.
Have a good one.
All right, you too.
All due respect to Wade and Bob, we thought he was going to make the kick as well. Nonetheless, here's the playoff bracket as we sit here today. That is a look at what the South Division Championship will be next Saturday. These two teams, Houston and Arlington. Now, the get interesting tonight with Seattle. They play 7 p.m. Eastern, ESPN2. They have to score at least 34 points and not allow 34 points to get into the postseason. If not, it's St. Louis who will play DC in the semifinals. Watch him execute this. He's going to let it go all the way down to 1 and then bang the time. That's huge. Let's see if Wade still got it. Ready? Nailed it. Ooh. Nailed it. He even let some milliseconds go off that 1 second. All right, so again, the timeline to how we get to this point. Saturday, our crew will be at the South Division Championship game. It's hosted by Houston. Sunday, the North Division Championship. It's hosted by DC. Who they play will be determined tonight between Seattle and St. Louis. And then we take a week off, May 13th. XFL Championship game played at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. And that, by the week, that weekend kicks off a great week of sports for ESPN. No doubt. That weekend, May 13th, and then the following week, the PGA Championship. Spring sports are the thing. I love the fall. Man, spring sports, you get to just touch it all.
A lot going on.
What if he fakes it? Austin Jones, like, I need to play. I need some rep. It's a repetition. He signed April 4th.
Makes you think about it.
38-yard attempt, yep. All right, so we got about 1:07 left in this one. Final score is not going to be. Final score could be. If Arlington comes down to score, I don't think the outcome is going to be endangered. Let's shift gears now. I want to talk about Seattle tonight in Las Vegas, or Seattle at home against Las Vegas. What do you think happens ultimately at the end of tonight? Who is in the North Division Championship?
I've got to think that Ben DiNucci and company understand the objective on hand. I think they understand we've got to score. We've got to make it one-sided. His confidence right now is at an all-time high. We've really seen him lock in and stop putting the ball in jeopardy. And maybe the best wide receiver core in the XFL here. Man, they've been on full display.
We're rolling. Hey, gotta go.
So Luis Perez is going bell to bell.
It up.
Quick dump off to Brian Herrion. Now that we've previewed that game, and I think Seattle's just really good. Now they have to score the points.
Right.
So we'll see if they can get it done.
Which was a weird hindrance for them early in the year. They couldn't score.
That's why I think what St. Louis did yesterday, putting up 53. At the start of the game, it was a 19-point differential in Seattle's favor.
Right.
They flipped that and got 34 out of it.
Daytona, it up.
Shift gears to now what we'll see in the South Division Championship next week.
Obviously Luis Perez is a difference maker. I mean, we saw him a week ago go for 300 plus in an open playbook. Guys rolling, healthy, starters in. I think we see that form. But bad news, you're also going to see Tim Ward going freakazoid at defensive end. You're also going to see Trent Harris, the 2 sack leaders in the XFL, who are going to try to make that a problem. The offense is going to be tricky for Houston. We saw that 3-game slid where they really just couldn't find their way. I think the combination, though, of Silvers and McDonald, as long as that run game with Lee and Borghi as well, man, I think they get it going. I think Houston seals the deal and ultimately is waiting in the championship game.
There are people still waiting to see if that under hits. Right now we're at 34. Can't have a touchdown here if you had the under.
Feeling pretty good. Feeling good. Halftime I was nervous.
I know.
Daytona, sit up.
So another first down for Arlington. And for those who were in the production truck prior to the game, what I would ask them to do is look at the score predictions that were written down on the cards for point totals and see who had 34.
No, keep it. Tuesday, gotta go. Gotta go. Daytona, sit up.
Under 15. Perez, pressured. Perez sacked. Trent Harris. And that defense, who led the XFL in sacks coming in.
Great play, let's go. Good, great
That's
play.
how the game ends.
Hey, good game.
25-9 is the final. These 2 teams, they can get chippy with each other. Why wouldn't they? They live in the same hotel for the last 10 weeks.
We're getting better. Good job. You guys look good. Doesn't matter what quarterback you got in.
All right, Dilly.
Let's go down to Tiffany.
Hey guys, with Coach Wade Phillips. Coach, the game ends on a sack. How pleased were you with the effort today, given the fact you guys have already punched your ticket to the playoffs?
Yeah, well, every game means something to our guys. We played some of our backup players, but they got an opportunity to play, and they played well, so I was proud of all of them.
Cole McDonald and Caleb Ellaby, what did those 2 guys show you at the quarterback position today?
Well, they needed an opportunity. They worked hard all year, and they got their opportunity. They did a good job for us.
You took a hit earlier in the game. I got to ask you about it, Coach. How did you look spry. You leaped right up. How do you still have it?
I don't know if I still have it, but we'll find out tomorrow. Probably I'll be sore.
Hopefully not too sore, thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Great stuff by Wade Phillips. Did you see that stat we just gave you? 6-0 in the South Division this year. Here again, let's look at Wade one more time.
He's going.
Now, he said he was trying to get out of the way. The tumble had some good action to it.
Graceful fall.
Now watch him. Hey! Let's go down to Dawn.
Yes, guys, I am with Luis Perez now, obviously on the losing side of this one, but you told me just before kick that you wanted to develop more trust with your guys. You wanted to develop some momentum. Were you able to do any of that today?
Yeah, we got to clean some things offensively, but we did make some progress in some aspects, so we just got to keep going and knowing we got to get after it next week, the one that matters.
Yeah, the one that matters. I know today was very vanilla on both sides of the ball, but is there anything that you learned about Houston, about what they did defensively, you can pull into next week?
Yeah, they do a good job. We'll go back and watch the film and evaluate that once we get there, but I thought they did a nice job.
Your offensive coordinator told me this week, in his 30 years of coaching in the NFL, college football, all of it, he's never seen anybody prepare as meticulously as you do. Note-taking, all of it. How key is this league and what you're doing right now as far as live game reps for you in your game?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is development, right? I think throughout just the 4 years I didn't get in high school, like, you know, a lot of these guys, I try to use it every single day like I'm behind, right? Even though I might not be as behind anymore, but I still have that mentality of being behind, and I just want to keep that mentality going forward so I can just keep on improving.
All right, next week.
Yep.
Here we go.
Let's do it. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Guys.
Dawn, great stuff. Thank you. They'll go back to the same hotel, live with each other for the next week, and then they'll go down to Houston to play in the playoffs as we go down to Tiffany.
Hey guys, I'm with quarterback Cole McDonald, and Cole, your team kept fighting to the end. What did they show you today in a game where you guys are already in the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, it's just passion and heart. We talk about it all week. You know, we got to set the tone because we're playing them again next week, which is really interesting. It's not a lot of times you play teams 2 times in a row, back to back. 3 times during the season. So, I mean, it was a great job of the guys up front setting the tone, defense doing what they always do and getting us the ball back. So it was just a great game to come in here and show them what we're going to be about next week.
How intense will it be next week?
I mean, H-Town. Y'all better bring that juice, man. We're gonna be in there. We're gonna be fighting. We're gonna be scrapping, and we're gonna walk away with another W.
Thanks, Cole.
Thank you very much.
Cole, Tiffany, great stuff. They play their home games at the Houston Cougars play. It's a great venue for the XFL. As for Cole McDonald, what he was able to do, he got the start, and he executed the offense, at least the one they wanted to put on the field today at a high level.
Yeah, he really did. 10 of 11, just executing on the ground with his legs, the thing that he saw. Reads were really impressive. That this just continues to show how much of a weapon he is. And I think with the accuracy today, Matt, what that did is now next week, when we see at full speed, when we see the offense at full strength, when he's in the game, you think runner. After today, you don't know. You really don't have a clue what they're going to try to do. It's going to be interesting to see.
You saw him too. The Houston fans made the trip. They're probably from Houston and cheering on their local XFL team. You saw some of the Battlehawks players on that looked like A.J. McCarron, who was down there. But that's kind of the great thing about this league, right? I mean, they're staying across the street, or the Battlehawks. They can come over and watch some football, see some of maybe their championship game opponent. But a good game today, in that you give these two teams credit for a couple of things. One, they already knew the fate. They were going to be playing each other next week. But it wasn't for a lack of effort on either team. Sure. But it was also an opportunity for guys like Cox to come out and get some playing time, Ellaby to get some playing time. We talk about league of opportunity. That played out this afternoon.
It really did, and just great to see that. That's what you want to see when preparation, opportunity meet. You see great success, and those young men able to take a step forward in their careers today. And you mentioned it, not only to go to another league, but also to prove in this league, hey, I'm here to stay. If there's other opportunity for other teams, or when the spring comes around next year, I'm a valuable guy. I can be quarterback one. I can be running back one. And I think both those guys showed that in flashes today. Next week, though, different animal. We talk about the setup, we talk about the effort, all the things that led to this game. Looked like pretty much injury-free for the most part for impactful starters. I can't wait to see it, because it's going to be a different product.
Yeah, it'll be good football, and that is A.J. McCarron. You see there on the right side of your screen talking with Silvers, who didn't play today. We weren't really surprised by that. We had heard some rumblings that Silvers may not play. We figured Perez would, just because he's only been with the team for a few weeks. But McDonald does add an interesting dynamic to this, after getting up pretty much a whole game to play as the starting quarterback. So here's where we sit in the standings. Houston and Arlington, they're in. They will play next week in Houston. We'll have that game in the South Division Championship. And again, it is not settled in the North. It will be settled tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern, ESPN2. DC, they've punched their ticket. St. Louis, right now, they're in the clubhouse with their win after winning 53-28 yesterday. Seattle in the scenarios. Here's what needs to happen. It's very important, because now we're going to one of the tiebreakers where it's a combined points for and points against. It's easy if they lose, St. Louis is in. The tiebreaker, Seattle must score at least 34 points because of the differential between them and St. Louis, and they must hold Vegas under 34 points. I said it earlier on the broadcast, 34-33. They win the game by 1, and they're in the postseason. It's really going to be a fun watch tonight over on ESPN.
It really is. And again, just for it to come down to this, I mean, it's amazing. This last weekend was oh so important, Matt. We're going to get a great show tonight, and then next week, baby, it's fireworks. It's playoff football.
The regular season for us has come to an end. We will head to the postseason next week in Houston. What a game today. Steve Ackles produced it. The First State directed it. For Tiffany Blackman and Don Davenport, Eric Matt Klein up here in the booth. I'm Matt Berry. It's been a pleasure this season during the regular season. 25-9 the final. We'll go to baseball tonight. Sunday night net countdown coming up next. Enjoy the baseball. Enjoy the football. What a day it was here in Arlington.